Evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Advik. Why late?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening. So why are you late? Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Okay, so last time we have discussed about the skeletal system. Now, am I audible, Advik?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we will be starting. Actually, we are going to revise the whole thing, whatever we have done through the PPT. So the skeletal system, it's basically the framing of the body, how our body is being framed. Different parts are there. What if humans had no bone? So if we do not have the bone, then what will happen? So what would happen if we do not have a skeleton as shown? So if the skeleton is not there, then what will happen? So we will not be able to bend, we will not be able to move, we will not be able to jump. So no movement will be allowed, right?
Ma'am, we will be kind of paralyzed.
Correct. We will be kind of paralyzed. So, if we do not have bones, then we will not be able to do any kind of the activity. So, in today's class, you will be able to understand the major component of the human skeletal system, the functions of the skeletal system you will be learning, and then specific bones you will be able to identify and their role. So, what are the particular kinds of the bones we have, and what is the function of them? We will be learning. So, do you know that babies are born with about 300 bones, but adults have only 206? And already we have discussed, right? Why? Because some of the bones in the babies, they will be joining together, they will be fusing together, and because of this, when they grow up, only 206 bone will be left with them. So, skeletal system it serves as a framework for the human body. It comprises bones and connective tissue. So the whole skeletal system has what? There has a bone and they have a connective tissue. Connective tissue means like the blood. So blood is a kind of the connective tissues which will be helping to transfer the oxygen or which will be helping to transfer the nutrients. So it comprises bones and connective tissues, including cartilage, tendons, and ligaments. So they have a cartilage, they have the tendons, and they have the ligaments. Bones are living tissues with blood supply. So in our bones also, what do we have? The blood will be supplied. They constantly change and remodel as human grow. So you might have seen in yourself also, right? Before your skin or maybe your hand will be like thin, but as you are growing, your weight is increasing, your structure is also changing. So that is how constantly changes happens in the skeletal system. Now naming the bones. Can you try to point out which bones the listed names refer to? Try to do on your own without looking at other resources and see how many you can identify. So where the patella will be? Any idea, Advik? Patella bone, where it will be? In the video I showed you actually. Patella bone, where it will be? Here. What is the name here?
Ma'am, knee joint.
Knee, okay. The knee actually. In the knee, we have the patella bone. Where is the skull?
Ma'am, ma'am, in the head.
Correct. Head. Where is the rib?
Ma'am,
This one, right?
Ma'am.
So I'll show you the correct answers. So see here. The skull is this one. The spine is here at the back. Actually, we'll have the spine. The humerus is the upper arm bone. Then pelvis is the place where we sit. Like basically the hip region is the pelvis region. Then femur is the upper leg. We call it as a femur. Patella is the knee bone. Then again fibula is the lower, actually the in the lower leg. It will be available. Just 1 minute. So then fibula is in the lower leg, the front one is the fibula, the tibia is the back one. Then ulna are basically the lower arm. In the lower arms we will have the bone, which are the ulna and the radius. The ribs.
And it is also found in hands.
Yes, in the hands also. The phalanges, basically they are called as the phalanges in the fingers. Phalanges. So phalanges, metaphalanges, metatarsals, these are the fingers basically present in the hand. Then scapula is basically in the shoulders, we will have the bone. Then sternum is basically surrounding the ribs. So the rib cage will be surrounded by a center bone, which is called as a sternum. So this one, the center surrounding the ribs are the what? They are the sternum.
And they connected to the sternum.
Correct, very good. So types of bones. See here, femur. If I give you the picture, like now the dictate test will be there, right? So I can give you this picture and then I can ask you to write about it. So if I give you this picture, you should write the answer there, femur, and you should write this is a long bone, which is cylindrical in shape and act as a lever and help support the body weight, the weight of the body. What do you mean by lever? Liver. It means to hold, actually. Like in our home, we will have the tea pan, right? The mother will be preparing the tea, right?
Yes,
she will be preparing the tea in a pan, right? So to hold it, what she uses? She has a handle, right? So such way in our body also, to support the whole body structure, the bone femur will be acting as a lever, like to hold it, to hold the whole body, actually. So that is what the lever. Then short bone. This is the carpal bone here, the small and the compact. So here, this one, they are what? They are the short bone, they are the small bone. They're designed for the strength and the stability. So with the help of the short bone, the strength will be there, the stability will be there. And in the last class also, we have discussed about the stapes. So stapes is the smallest bone which is present in the the ear. Okay. In the ear, the stapes bone will be there. Then our teeth will be covered. The hardest part of our body is what? The enamel. Right? Enamel is the hardest part. So these kind of questions I will be giving you in your Sunday's exam. Okay. Then the next one is the flat bone, which is scapula, which is present where? In the shoulder. Okay. In the shoulder, it will be present. It has a flat surface and it serves as a protector and a point of muscle attachment. So here, what happened? It's a kind of the flat surface will be there. Like if you touch your shoulder, what do you feel? You feel it is a flat, right? And then how it will be acting? It will be protecting us from so many things. And also at this point, what will be there? The other muscle, other bone will also be available, which has the ball and socket joint in it. Ball and socket joint in it. Whereas the next one is an irregular bone. It means it has a complex shape. So you can see the shape of this bone. It does not have any actually fixed shape. You can see how much complex it is. The example is vertebra. Vertebra is basically these small bones which are present at the end of the ribs. So it has a variety of functions such as a protection and providing support. So they will be providing the support, they will be providing the protection also. Now here are the three bones. Can you guess what are they? What are the types of bones they are? Okay, the first one is sternum.
Pelvis. Second is pelvis. Third one is
tibia. Not fibula. Okay, let's check whether it is correct what you have said or wrong. Fine. The first one is a sternum, which is a flat protection of the heart and lungs will be done. Second is the pelvis, which is irregular and attachment of muscle will be there. And the third one is the tibia, which is long weight bearing. Okay. So these two bones are actually the same bone and are of different legs, right? We have the left and the right leg. So same kind of, but they are the left and the right leg bone, tibia. Fine. Now the functions of the skeletal system, it supports, very, very important. It will give shape to and support to the body. The spine, for example, helps humans maintain upright position. So the spine which is present in our body, this one, now you might have, we will be generally calling it as a backbone actually. Now what happens? So if that backbone is straight, if we are sitting straight, then what happens? The spine will be helping us to sit straight. But as we are growing older, this spine will also start start bending. Actually, it starts bending because of the degradation, because the bones will start melting, the bones will start degrading, and that is the reason we also but tell me.
Nothing, ma'am. Ma'am, what is the meaning of degradation?
So that is the reason that what happened, we also degradation means it starts melting. Like in our body, when we grow up, then what happened? The amount of calcium will not be able to absorb, right? Like after the age of 35 or after the age of 40, whatever the milk the people they will drink, from that milk, the calcium will not be able to absorb. And if the body is not able to absorb the calcium, then what happened? The bones will start melting. So that melting is called as a degradation. So it is like if you take a chalk and if you keep the chalk in the water, then what happened? The chalk will melt down, right? Same way, if your bones are not strong enough, after some time, after some age, it starts melting up. It starts degrading up.
Now,
Okay?
so we say like the process of changing something into words is known as degradation.
Something into
Worse.
WORSE?
Yes, ma'am.
No. Degradation is a process where, in this case, see, degradation can be for anything. Like if I say microbe, the microbes, what do? They will come and they will sit on the food, right? And they start degrading them. They are also degrading means to spoil them. Fine. Here, the meaning of degradation means to melt the bones.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. Melting of the bones is here the meaning of the degradation, but the meaning can change according to the scenario. If you talk about the food, then in the case of that, they will be spoiling the food. We cannot say they will melt the food, right? They will spoil the food. Okay, so the spine will be there. Because of the spine, we will be able to sit straight. But after some age, the spine also will start bending. And the spine of an average adult is made up of 26 bones. So in this spine, 26 bones will be present. 24 individual vertebrae. So this small bones are basically called as a vertebrae. So what about vertebrae? Vertebrae, they are the small bones. Wait. So vertebrae are what? They are the small bones. What they are? They are the small bones. So how many bones, small bones we have? How many vertebrae we have in the spine? 24. And remaining two. The remaining two are called as sacrum and coccyx. Fine. Total 26 bones are there. Out of 26 bones, 24 are called as the vertebrae or the small bones. And the last the last second bone is called as a sacrum, and the last one is known as a coccyx, which is also called as tailbone. So you can see in the picture, So this here, I'll change the color. So this here, this part is the last bone of that spine, and basically it is like a tail. And that is the reason they called it as the tail bone.
Ma'am,
Fine? Yeah.
ma'am, the spine and the vertebra are same.
Yes. Actually, spine is a complete structure. Fine. The all together, this structure is what? The spine. Okay. And in this
Okay.
spine now, what do we have? We have a bones,
Okay,
which
ma'am.
are called as vertebrae. Chiranjay, Advik Panchagala, Advay, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Advik Panchagala? Okay. So, again, I'll repeat. The skeleton, they will be giving shape and support to the body. The spine, they helps to maintain in the upright position. So because of the spine, we can sit or we can stand in the upright position. So total 26 bones are there in the spine. Out of this 26 bone, 24 bones are called as the small bone or vertebrae. Either they are called as small bones or they are called as vertebrae. The last second bone is called as sacrum and the last bone is called as tailbone. So like this, 26 bones are there. Then protection. This skeleton, they protects organ, internal organ. Fine. The skeleton, they will be protecting our internal organs. For example, skull. So this is what? This picture is of the
Correct.
skull. So they protect our brain. So what do they will be doing? They will be protecting our brain. So inside the skull here, what will be there? The brain will be there. While the rib cage safeguards the heart. So whereas this rib cage, what they will be doing? They will be protecting the heart. So here, this one, this structure, they will be protecting this is the rib cage, and they will be protecting the heart and lungs. Fine. So human skull consists of 22 bones fused together. See, in the spine, 26 bones were there, whereas in the skull, there are 22
Ma'am, there are
bones.
22 bones. Ma'am,
Correct. Joined together.
Ma'am, 8 bones are the uppermost part, and the down bones are 16.
Correct. So this bones cannot move except for the mandible. Very, very important question. This is Advik Panchagala and Chiranjay. What is mandible? Mandible is basically the lower jaw. The other name of the lower jaw is the mandible. So if I talk about the skull, everything in the skull, whatever the bones we have, we cannot move them. But the only bone which we can move is the mandible. Mandible. So the only bone which can be moved, the only part which can be moved in the skull is the lower jaw or the mandible. So we can move them.
Ma'am,
Then
cranium. Ma'am,
cranium is
ma'am,
the head
cranium.
actually, the head part, the skull. The other name of the skull is cranium. Okay. The other name of the skull is cranium.
Ma'am, the
So
whole skull
this
and
skull,
the lower jaw and the upper jaw both are included in the cranium.
yes, they are included in the cranium
Okay,
part.
ma'am.
So, okay. Then the next one, movement. So the first one was the support. Second one was the protection. Now the next one is the movement. The bones will team up with joints and muscles to allow the movement. So this bones, what they will have? They will have the joints and they will have the muscles, because of which the movement will be allowed. We will be able to move. As muscles contract, they pull on the bones, enabling people to walk. So, as you might have seen, as you keep on walking, the muscles in your body also will contract, and because of which you will be able to walk, you will be able to run. you will be able to jump and you can do the various activity. So this happens because of the muscle contraction and relaxation. So because of the contraction and relaxation of the muscles, we will be able to move. So you can see in this picture, bones in the elbow and knees are joined by the flexible joint. So since here in the elbow and in the knees, what do we have? We have a flexible joint. So because of which the movement will be there. So this bones will allow to glide, swing or rotate, because of which we will be able to move. Then the next one, the next function of the skeleton is to produce the blood cell. So red and the white blood cells are produced in the bone marrow. So in all the bones, what do we have inside? They are filled by the bone marrow. And in the bone marrow, what do they do? They will be producing the red blood cells and the white blood cells. And what is bone marrow? A bone marrow is a soft. Children, kindly mute yourself. So bone marrow is a soft, spongy material in the hollow center of a person's bone. Suppose this is the bone we have here. So inside this, what do we have? We have a bone marrow. And inside this bone marrow, the red blood cell and the white blood cell will be produced. So bone marrow is a soft, spongy material in the hollow center of a person's bone. In adults, most blood cells are produced in the spines, hips, ribs, and the breastbone. So, generally, in adults, where the blood cells will be produced in the spine, in the hips, in the ribs, and the breastbone. Blood cell production in children, however, take place in the long bones like the femur. So, in the adults, it happens in the spine, hips, and ribs, whereas in the children, it happens in the long bone, which is the femur. So, generally, here it happens, the production of the white blood cells and the red blood cells happens here. Okay, so bones and beyond, choose one bone amongst all that you have learned today. What makes this bone unique and what is the role in the human body? Share your answer with your seatmate and prepare. So this week will not be doing, we will be going to the next one. A small recap. So human skeleton, it serves as a framework for the body. It comprised of the bones and connective tissues. Types of the bone, they are long, short, flat and irregular. The functions, it supports the body, it protects organ, it allows movement and it produces the red blood and the white blood cells. So that is what it happens. Now, looking further, how broken bones heal. You might have seen sometimes when you fell down or like some kind of problem occur, some injury occur in your hands or the legs. What do you ask? What the doctor asks? Doctor asks for the X-ray, right? So they will be saying that we need to do the X-ray, and ultimately, when they do the X-ray, they will be able to identify that which bone got fracture, right? Or any kind of shift is there in the bone. So it can be done by the X-ray only. So you can see in the picture different photos of the X-rays. So bones are made up of living tissues and have the incredible ability to heal. So bones can be healed. So that is how actually it can be done. So during your injury time, they will be asking you to take more amount of calcium, to take more amount of vitamin D. So because it is important for the healing process. So if any kind of problem is there, it will be identified through the X-ray, and that part can be healed. And doctor, they will be what they will be doing. They will be doing the plaster. So at that part, the plaster will be done by the doctor. And after some days, they will be saying like for 2 weeks you have to keep this plaster. For 3 weeks you have to keep this plaster. Why? Because during that time, given period of time, that bone will start joining again because of the calcium and the other minerals present in it. Clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Advik Panchula. Advik Panchula.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt do you have?
No, ma'am.
Are you sure? Okay, children, so start writing from here. Write the heading, the skeletal system. This slide you should write, the first one, the skeletal system. Then you should write this slide, the second one, this one. So complete this two first of all, then I'll let you know. Complete this one first. This slide you completed. Copy this in your copy. Done, children, with this?
No, no, ma'am.
Advik, done?
No, ma'am.
Advik Panchgula?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I have shared this PPT on your group also. And page number I will mention which page number you should write so that you can complete it as a homework. So page number 4, 7, 8, 9. 4, 7, 8, 9.
Ma'am, done this slide.
Okay.
Ma'am, done.
One minute, I'll just mark it, what all pages you have to do.
Ma'am, will do this much work only in the class?
Yes. So see, I have shared you the numbers on the WhatsApp. Complete this page number in your copy from the above PDF. Page number 4. So which is this one, current one. Then page number 7, which is this one, types of bones. Page number 8 is also type of bones. Then page number 11, 12, 13, 14. So on page number 11, 12, 13, 14, it is the function of skeletal system. So this 4 pages also you need to copy it.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. So these are the things you need to do it. And by today itself, you have to do it and send it.
Okay.
Can you give only 3 pages?
Only 3 pages.
Yes, ma'am. I'm having exam.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Advik, then you can write page number 4, then page number 7 and 8. Okay? 4, 7 and 8. Only Advik Panchugila. Others, you should complete the whole thing.
Ma'am, I also having exam tomorrow.
Which exam do you have?
Ma'am, French.
Okay. Fine. So page number 4, 7, 8, you can do it.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. And but share the notes with me so that I can go through. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, children. Then thank you.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye.